What's up, everyone? I'm CO Connolly, and today I know that if you have seen my little novel readings playlist, I have the four affair series books, sort of, and Friendly Misfortunes, and then I have like a little synopsis of Killer Suburbia. I also read this in one of those videos. So here's the deal. Today, I figured that I could give you kind of a little backstory about how I came up with the idea of Killer Suburbia, along with a short reading. So I will be doing a little reading from this book so you can kind of get an idea of exactly how the book is, how the story is, kind of thing. It is my bestseller. I will say that. So Killer Suburbia is my bestseller due to the fact that 4 serial killers that all move onto the same street, but they don't know each one of them is a serial killer. Like, they're all neighbors, right? Technically, I think the original title of the book was called like Killer Cul-de-sac or something like that, because they live in like this little cul-de-sac area, and each one of the houses in that little circle of the cul-de-sac, the killers live in, right? So there's like 4 houses generally on that little curve. So those 4 houses each house a serial killer. Now, here's the deal. So I came up with this idea because I don't know if you've seen the meme on Facebook, which I found completely hilarious. So this guy gets into a vehicle, and he gets into a vehicle and the driver says something to him about, how do you know I'm not a serial killer kind of thing? And the passenger says, because what are the odds of 2 serial killers being in the same car type of deal, right? And I thought, you know what? That is so funny. What if there's 4 serial killers that all live on the same street? They don't know each one of them is a serial killer. They have different victim pools, different disposal methods. It's several different types of killers type of thing, right? So it makes it kind of funny. So anyway, one of the killers actually strangles his victims during coitus and then buries them in his backyard with flowers. One of the other guys, he likes to murder men who abuse their women, and he dismembers them and then disposes them across a lot of different areas. So their pieces are found, but they're never connected, right? Another guy, he uses them as, compost, I guess you could say. He uses the bodies as compost, and he's just random. Like, it doesn't matter who you are, if you're, just random people. I will be reading from a section of that. And then the other one's just a crazy dude who likes to have his victims be his dates he brings home, and then just basically tortures and murders them. So that is the 4 serial killers that we've got here. So you've got the guy who strangles, and then the knife guy, and this one who uses them as compost, and the one who tortures and dismembers the bodies and, kills them, whatever. Anyway, I don't think, thinking of it right now, I have no idea how the last guy actually disposes of his bodies. I really don't. I can't think of it right off the top of my head. It's been a while since I published this book. It's been published for a little while. I think it's 2021. Let me check the copyright. I will check the copyright. Let's see. It was published in 2022. That tells you how many books I've written recently. I don't even know. I've got 4 of the cult series that have already been published. I got number 5 getting ready to go out. It's with my beta readers right now. So anyway, I'm going to do a slight reading from Killer Suburbia. It is chapter 12. So there's a lot of stuff that's already happened. I'm just going from the middle. The characters at this point are Silas, Zane, and Jackson. Okay, so that is the other guy. So Silas and Zane are already friends. They're already hanging out, doing things, everything else. Jackson's kind of like the new guy on the street. So he's, hanging out over there in his house and doing things his way. And then at some point, I believe it is in this chapter where the new guy actually ends up, Evander ends up moving in. So at some point he'll come into play as well. So each one has like their own little stories and stuff like that. So we've got Zane and Silas. Silas is the main character. So we mostly follow Silas around and everything else. He's the strangler. Zane is the one who actually murders all of the domestic violence guys. The ones who, beat on their wives and their kids and stuff like that. He's the one who murders them. And then there's Jackson. Jackson is the one who likes to use them as compost. So a couple of weeks later, Silas and Zane were sitting on Zane's driveway. A nice breeze blew past Jackson's house and wafted the smell of decay in their direction. The breeze was cooling in the 90-degree still heat, but the rancid stench emanating from Jackson's house was intriguing to the others. They both recognized it as the scent of decomposition. Silas and Zane made eye contact, stood, and headed over to Jackson's house. They had a feeling he was probably in his backyard tending to his manure pile, so they went through the gate and headed toward the far back where Jackson kept his fertilizer stock. "Jackson, what is that awful stench?" Zane asked, noticing him near one pile with a pitchfork. "Pig shit. Helps grass grow thicker and gives flowers more vibrant colors," Jackson answered as he stabbed the pitchfork into the pile and turned to face his neighbors. "It smells like the decomposition of flesh," Silas told him, waving his hand back and forth in front of his nose. "Oh, there might have been a little pig flesh mixed into the shipment. The smell only lasts a few days as the flesh breaks down. I wasn't expecting the breeze today," Jackson explained, trying to divert their thoughts. Silas spotted what looked like a human finger sticking out of the side of the manure pile. He walked over to get a closer look and noticed what he knew to be the ridges of a fingerprint. He reached out and pulled on the finger. The digit emerged, only for Silas to realize there were 3 others and a thumb still attached to the hand. "What the hell is this?" Silas asked, holding the severed hand up to eye level, raising his eyebrows. "This stuff comes from all over. I get it cheap and don't ask questions. I assume most of the chunks are pig parts," Jackson said, nervously, knowing that swine flesh is the closest to human flesh. "How about you come over to my house for a drink and we can discuss your disposal method," Silas said, tossing the hand back into the pile. So at this point, Silas and Zane already know each one of them is a serial killer. There were little hints there, here and there, where they kind of thought, do we need to talk? And eventually they knew. Now they know that Jackson is also a serial killer. Come on over to my house. We're going to talk. Yeah, I think. So there's that. They do eventually figure it out, and chaos ensues in the entire thing. You got Evander, who is the youngest of the bunch. So he's the youngest. He's the kid. He needs to, have it his way or no way. So yeah, he ends up having a nefarious fate. But that is a little bit of Killer Suburbia. It is my bestseller. It is available on my website now for $12. So you can also get it from Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Target, any of those third parties. So you can get it from there. But that is it. That is Killer Suburbia. It is my favorite because some of the scenes in there are so gruesome and fantastic. Oh, now I am doing the edits on Roadkill Cafe, so there's that. But anyway, that is all. I post new videos every Monday and Thursday, so you can come back and see me then. You can like, comment, share, subscribe. I don't give a fuck. You can do whatever you want. I'm just here being a crazy person online, reading my books, writing crazy shit, having a great time doing it. So anyway, you can subscribe if you want to. Hit that notification bell to be notified every time I post a video. I'm just here being a creepy ass bitch. Okay, bye.